Can y'all hear me? We hear you, Squirt. Yep, we hear you. Hey guys, can y'all hear me? I hear you, Squirt. It's hot in here. You're all right. I know. Zero energy, bring in new energy. Hi, Wakil. Welcome in. Hi, Tina. Welcome in. United States. Wakil, where are you from? Deep Throat Queen Rebecca. Welcome in. You're okay, Squirt. No, it's not summer. I'm in my room. It's cold outside. Cold-hearted. No, I don't have WhatsApp. I don't like WhatsApp. Respect. Deep throat. Respect. That's all I'm going to say. Melanie, welcome in. Respect, deep throat. I told you yesterday, no. No is a single word. No. Little Bra, welcome in. Yes, so be respectful, please. Little Bra, I do tarot readings on here. I'm a tarot reader, guide, a healer, and a channeler and a medium. Trying to figure out how I'm going to keep this thing up here. Go back. Come on. No, I need to go back. There it is. Lights Out Reads, welcome in. Hi. How are you all doing? Light reads. It's light outreads. It's going good. How's it going for you? I just got to figure out some way to put this tablet up here where it'll stay. Maybe I can see this better. I ain't going that way. Oh, why do you keep coming back? Just getting through. Yeah, we're all we're all just getting through. We got this Mercury retrograde coming, and it's going to take some towers down, guys. It's going to take some things down that aren't working. Melanie, I'm doing better. Now that they put me on that steroid, I'm doing much better. Arvik, welcome in. Welcome in. What's the point of getting famous at this age? It's not about fame. It doesn't matter. Like, you're never too old to go after your dreams. Nubio, welcome in. What's up with you? Not much with me. Attention or memories? No, this is more about putting wisdom and knowledge out for people to choose whether or not to take in and change their own lives. That's what this is about. I have knowledge, you know, I have wisdom. It can help others if they choose to pick it up and use it. I love my peeps. I read tarot cards. Past, present, future. I set knowledge and wisdom and tools down for people to choose whether or not to pick up and use to change their life. Tools that I've used in my own life. I give people back their power. I help them realize that they gave it away. Because no one can take it unless you give it to them. Yes, I'm getting ready to. I'm going to do Aries through Pisces. And if you don't know your birth chart, you can go to Astro Charts or any birth chart, free, don't let them charge you, free, and get your birth chart and find out what your zodiac sign is. You're a Cancer. I'm very familiar with the Cancer energy. I have 3 children that are Cancers, and my mom was a Cancer, and I've dealt with a Cancer. Hi, Harry Steens. Welcome in. Great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You're Taurus moon, so am I. Yep, that's my moon sign too. Moon and Mars. Inspire bites. Follow you. What do you do? Yes, I'm very, very familiar with the Taurus moon energy. That's our emotions. That's where our emotions comes from, our Taurus. So emotionally, either, we're stubborn and we don't want to move, or you better get the hell out of our way because we're going to run you over. You would pay for a reading? Well, donation readings come first. They're priority. Okay. You just have to let me know what you want me to read about. I love you too, Melanie. Be safe, take care of yourself, and don't be hard on yourself. It was good seeing you. Okay, you sent 20. Where'd you send it to? PayPal or Cash App? PayPal. Okay, what do you want me to read? Kamar Green, welcome in. You don't know? Do you want love or do you want a general? Love? Okay. Let me get these cards in the upright. Because somehow they got mixed around again. I must have put a couple in upside down yesterday. You need love too? Well, you got to pay for a reading and I'll do it. Do I want your chart? I don't need your chart, honey. I don't need to know anything about you. I was just asking to ask about your zodiac sign. But I don't need anything about you. Okay. Clear road energy. Bring in new energy. Give me a love reading for lights out reads. Give me a love reading for lights out reads. What do you want to tell him about love? Are you a male or a female? Renee Blocks, welcome in. Male. Okay. What do you want to tell him? He wants a love reading. What do you want to tell him? Love. Lights out reads. Give him a love reading. Oh, wow. They all came out quick. Okay. Can you give me one more? No. One. One. Come on now. Behave. One card. Let's outread. One card. One card for love. That one? Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. So do I want to hang out with you? Well, you can hang out on my channel. You're welcome to. Kamar Green. Go with my grandchildren. Well, if they were here, I would, but they're not. Okay. So let's outread. You're moving away from something choppy. Could have been manipulation, chaos, drama, craziness, ghosting, gaslighting, you know, just a bunch of drama and chaos. Troubled waters. You're moving away from them and you're moving into calmer waters. And you've had 10 swords put in your back. You were left for dead, abandoned, backstabbed, betrayed, left for dead. You stood back up though, because that's a completion. The 10 is a completion to start a new beginning. You're not taking all the swords with you. You're only taking 6 of them. And they are going to represent the knowledge and wisdom that you gained about yourself. Excuse me. I have bronchitis, guys, so overlook me. It's clearing up, but okay. So it's going to represent knowledge and wisdom you gained about yourself and your worth. You know what you're worth. How you've been maybe overgiving, or you've been enabling somebody, or there was some kind of emotional or financial codependency there. Where somewhere where you gave too much or you took too much, and I'm don't take that personally, okay? But it wasn't equal. It wasn't fair. There was too much energy going out on one side and not enough on the other. So these swords represent you not taking the pain. Don't take the pain and the sadness and the anger or the envy or whatever it caused to well up in you. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that with you. Just take the knowledge and the wisdom that you gained about your worth with you. And you are listening. You're following your intuition. You're going to be moving out of this and moving into something calmer. You could possibly be moving. Don't take that if that doesn't resonate, but you could be possibly moving. But either way, even if you're not moving places, you are moving forward in your life. You're going to make a decision to move forward in your life, to move away from it. Okay. Now, what you have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, she's gotten her emotions stable. You know, she's really worked on herself. She's really worked on her emotions. He, she, don't take it, you know, we all have masculine and feminine in us. The feminine is where we love ourselves, we nurture ourselves, we take care of ourselves. We're our own mother. And the masculine in us is where we put up the healthy boundaries. We don't allow people to disrespect us. We don't allow people to push our boundaries. We stand firm in our boundaries. she is a very loving, he or she is a very loving, kind, gentle soul. You know what I mean? Cares about everybody. She nurtures everything. But she's been taken advantage of. That cup of love has been taken advantage of. But you have to look at yourself. You have to look at your own wounds. And this was a hard pill for me to swallow because I didn't realize that I had wounds. That's what started this journey for me. I didn't realize that I had them. I thought it was all everybody else's fault. You know what I mean? And I just looked up at the sky and I was like, look, God, tell me what is wrong here. Like, there can't be the same thing wrong with every man that I've ever dated. Like, what is wrong? There's got to be something wrong with me. And he led me to tarot. That's where I was led to tarot. That's how I picked up the tools and the knowledge that I needed to see, to pick up, to gain. And I chose to use them on myself, to work on myself. You know what I'm saying? So it starts with the self. It starts with self-love. You have to give all that love to yourself that you've been giving out to everybody else. You have to pour it into you. Take yourself out on a date. Do things with yourself that you want someone else to do with you. You know what I mean? It starts with the self, the man in the mirror, the self. When you have problems like this, when things come along like this and people treat you wrong and they mistreat you, it is not a reflection of who you are. It's a reflection of who they are, but they would never admit that, nor do some of them know that. But that is triggering a wound in you for you to look inside yourself and heal it. Okay. Where in your life did you feel abandoned? Usually it happens in childhood. Somebody abandoned us in childhood. Somebody broke our trust in childhood. And we take that on as our own burden. Like we don't do what we're told when we're growing up. We do what we see. So whatever's going on around us is what we become. And when people tell us we're not good enough, that subconsciously sits in the back of our mind, and unknowingly we become that very person. We take on that belief system. It doesn't belong to you. It's not yours. That is someone else's belief system being projected onto you. So don't take it. Okay. It's not yours. That's their own issues they got to deal with. But it did cause insecurities in yourself. You don't trust yourself. You're not trusting yourself to make the right decisions. Well, you're making the right decision here. You're listening to your intuition and you're making the right decision. And the more you start trusting yourself and not second guessing yourself, the stronger this intuition is going to get within you. Okay. So we're going on this journey. You're going on a journey. You're leaving the chaos, the drama, the things that left you out, made you feel alone and abandoned and, just weren't good to you. You're leaving that because you're learning that you're worth more than that and you're moving on. You're welcome. Now, how do you do that? You start out by, you see all these wands on his back. This is the 10 of wands, okay? But like I said, 10s are completions. So you're coming to a completion of this. You're not quite there yet, but you're coming to a completion of this. And you're going to be starting a new beginning. You are carrying so many wands on you. You're carrying so many burdens that don't even belong to you. They don't belong to you, but you've been carrying them. And you've been carrying them up the hill. You've been steadily walking up that hill. Obstacles thrown in your way. Blockages. Excuse me. Blockages. And spirit, God, divine source, whatever it is you believe in, I believe it's all energy, but whatever it is you believe in, are telling you to let down these burdens. These are not your burdens to carry. There might be some in here that are yours, but you're carrying burdens for other people, and that's not your cross to bear. You know what I mean? You're carrying your cross and other people's crosses, and you don't do that. Don't do that because you are enabling them by doing that, and by doing that, you are signing a contract, a literal contract to take on their karma. You know what I'm saying? Worry about your own. Don't take on somebody else's. You don't want in the middle of that. You don't want to stand in the middle of that because when divine takes that shit down, it's going to come down hard and you don't want a part of that. Okay? So you're not quite there yet, but you're getting there. You got a little ways to go yet. The house is up here. The castle, whatever, it's up here. You got a little ways to go. And once you get up here, you're going to drop these burdens. You're going to drop what doesn't belong to you. And you should have no guilt for that. Divine Source God does not want you to have guilt. You are not here to live your life for somebody else. You are here to live your life for you. Your soul came here for an experience, not to cater to everybody else, not to be what everybody else wanted you to be. Stand your ground, be proud of who you are, be unique, take your power back, and live your life the way that you see fit. I don't care what your parents say. I don't care what your kids say. I don't care what your friends say. I don't care what your lovers say. You take your power back and you live your life the way that you see fit. Get back out there, shine again, tap back into that fun, part of you, that childlike innocence that's inside of you. That child inside of you just wants to know that it's protected, it's safe, and it can be itself. It doesn't have to be someone for somebody else. So tap back into the childlike innocence. When you get up here, you're going to lay these burdens down. You're going to take 1, 2, maybe 3, and you're going to go on a brand new journey. You're going to light your fire back up. You're going to light your passion back up. You're going to get back into your creativity. You're going to find what inspires you, what lights that fire, what lights that spark, and you're going to go on a new journey. So we have 2 cards telling you you're going on a new journey. You're going to choose to go on a new journey. Why is this? Because somewhere along the line, you realize that, or you need to realize that your cup's been pouring out to everybody. But while you've been pouring out to everybody, your cup has been going empty. So the way that you fill this cup back up is you focus on you. Give me a second. Something's trying to stop me from speaking. It won't work. This is my voice. But anyway, you're going to fill your own cup. You're going to do what you love. You're going to get back into your inspirations, or this is what they're telling you to do. Get back into your inspirations, because you can't pour from an empty cup to anybody. If the cup's empty, there's nothing coming out. You've worked yourself to complete depletion. You have to pour back into yourself, pour time, pour energy, pour passion, pour creativity back into yourself. And then your cup will be overflowing. And then you can help people. They're not saying you can't help people. You can help people, but don't do it for them. And only help those who look like or seem like they're helping themselves. Don't do it all for them. That's not your job. You will drown trying to pull somebody else out that is resisting and fighting against you. And Spirit is saying that's the truth. They're bringing in you in a brand new truth. They're bringing you in a brand new beginning, a brand new truthful beginning. Why? Because you're seeing things from a bird's eye view. You're going into hermit mode and you're going to come out seeing things a different way. This sword is used to cut away whatever doesn't serve you anymore, whatever's taking advantage of you, whatever's treating you wrong, that don't deserve you. It's not that you don't deserve them. They don't deserve you. Whatever the situation may be, they don't deserve you, because you're putting in all this time and energy and you're not getting it back. And it's supposed to be an equal thing. So you're going to take this sword and you're going to cut out what no longer serves you. Also, this sword is double-edged. The tongue, the speech is very powerful. So watch your words, because your words can be cutting. And you can do that, but when you do it, try to keep some heart in it. You know what I mean? Because I'm an Aquarius and I get the label of being cold. I'm not cold. I'm really not. I just see no sense in nonsense. Like, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear, because that's not going to help you grow and evolve. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And I can come across cold sometimes, but that's not what I'm trying to do. It's coming from a loving place. And I can be a little strong with my words sometimes. So sometimes I've got to remember, to try to come across nicer. It's not that, I don't know. It's just me. I've seen so much. If you can't be real, then what's the sense in being here? You know what I mean? But they're giving you this brand new truth, this brand new beginning. Yes, that's the way I am. I'm forthright. And a lot of people can't handle me because I am so forthright. Like, I will stand. If I believe in something, I will stand on that hill. I don't care. Even to my own destruction, I have stood on that hill. It doesn't matter. If it's something I believe in, something I'm passionate about, I will stand on it. And I've had many try to shake it, but I'm not shaken very easily. And if they take me down, I get right back up. I'll give myself like 3 days to grieve, because the grieving process is normal. You have to go through it. So I will give myself 3 days to grieve. I will work through it while I'm doing this, but I will give myself 3 days to grieve, and then I will grab my own bootstraps and pull myself back up, and I will stand back up, and I will be like, all right, Laura, let's go. Let's go. You can't stay here and do this. Let's go. And I motivate myself. I'm my own motivator. I'm my own teacher. I'm my own mother. I'm my own father. The things that I didn't have growing up, I give myself. So take this new beginning. You deserve it. Did that help you any? You're welcome. You're more than welcome. My gift is, yes, I get paid for this, but that's because I have a gift. I have something special to give people. But my real gift is when I see you guys turn your lives around. You take the knowledge and tools that's set before you, and you turn your turn your lives around. That's because I'm not fake. There are a lot of fake ones out here that give us the bad rap, but I'm not fake. I'm authentic. And some people can't handle authentic. Yeah, it showed in your cards. But you need to know that you did everything you could possibly do. If they are giving you these cards, they are telling you that you did everything you could possibly do. Now it's time to choose you. You chose everybody else above you. Now it's time to choose you. And when you choose you, your life will change. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna let you know this right now. You've already seen the red flags. You got the award, you got the t-shirt, you know what I mean? You got that trophy. You got the ribbon. You've already seen the red flags, okay? So when you see them in the future, address them. Don't second guess yourself, address them. And calmly, in a mature way. And you can be like, well, I feel like this when you do this, or I feel like this is what's going on. Am I thinking wrong? Or you know what I mean? And if that person is unwilling to compromise with you or work with you, just turn around and leave, because there's no respect there. They're not ready to do the work. And you're growing, you're evolving, you're ready to do the work. When you're in a partnership, you both have to work on your traumas. You both have to work on your pain and work on the relationship together. And you're not going to go anywhere or have a power couple with somebody that's not willing to do that with you. You're meant for more than that. You're not great with emotions. Yeah, I understand that. I myself have had that battle. But see, I went through my life like I was the responsible one. I was the oldest one. I was the outcast. I was the one that picked up all the work, did all the things. Everybody turned to me. I was the one that took care of everyone. But I didn't take care of me. And I was the one that was shamed and shunned and different. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be like everybody else. I did when I was younger, but I realized I like being who I am. I like being different. I like being unique. And you're supposed to be unique. You're not supposed to follow the crowd. You're supposed to be unique. That's what he sent you here for. But I was a robot. I became a robot. I just did. Threw it all in the back of my mind, and I just did. I didn't let anything stop me. I didn't let emotions stop me. I just threw it in the back of my mind and went on. Well, all of that came back out. It came back out in my relationships. It mirrored me. So all of my insecurities mirrored me. All my trust issues, all my abandonment issues mirrored me. And God's source divine made me cry for 3 years straight. 3 years straight. I'm telling you, I didn't think the waterworks was ever going to stop, because I never liked crying. I don't like crying in front of people. But when I realized something, when I realized that the system has taught us wrong, it takes more courage to cry in front of somebody than it does to hold it in. a lot more courage, a lot more vulnerability. So you're going to be okay. Just work with it. Just work with your emotions. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to open up and let them out. Don't be afraid to open yourself up, because if you keep yourself closed, you're missing your blessings. You're missing what divine source God wants to bring to you because you're blocked off. It's all energy. If your energy is blocked off, the blessings can't come in. So just work with it. There's nothing wrong with you. Just work with it. We're not perfect. We didn't come here perfect. Sometimes I wonder if we aren't fallen angels. You know what I mean? And we're here to find our broken soul pieces and put them back together and become whole again. Because we are already whole and complete. We just forgot that. We forgot it. Yes, I relate to your reading a lot. A lot. I relate to you and connect with you a lot on a deeper level than you think. Definitely. But these are things that I've worked through. You know what I mean? If I can set tools and knowledge at your feet to be able to work through them yourself, then, you know, I've done my job. Even if I just reach one person, I've done my job. And see, that's also how I can help, because I have been through a lot of trauma, a lot of different things. And I've had a lot of experiences in a lot of different ways. So mine's not book work. You know, yeah, you can go to college, you can get a degree, but that's book work. You can't connect on an emotional level unless you've had experience in that area. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome to our family. We're glad to have you. And if this is where you leave me, then stay safe, be easy on yourself, and be careful out there. But if you stay for the Cancer reading, you're welcome to do that too. All right. Is there anybody else before I start the all signs? Thank you for giving me the opportunity to read for you. I appreciate it. The honor's all mine. I truly care about my peeps. This is my family. Aside from my kids, this is my family. Does anybody else on here want a reading before I start the all signs? You are intuitive. That's what made you make the decision to move away from it. Don't live in the past and don't live in the future. Live in the present. You can dream about the future. I'm not saying don't dream. Make sure that you do. You dream. You manifest. See things in your mind's eye. You know, go for a dream, something that you want, and then try to create it in your mind's eye. Try to see it in your mind. And then, which is your third eye. It's your third eye. I call it mind's eye because people understand that better. But, and then feel the emotions as if you already have it. You know what I mean? How would it feel if you already had what it was you desired in love? How would it feel inside? And hold that feeling, but then take your focus off of it and put it on your creativity. That's how you bring it in. I used to too. To a point where I had so much bad happen in my life that I forgot the good. There wasn't much, but I forgot it. I made myself a promise that I would remember the good. My cup wouldn't be half empty. It would be half full. So just, you know, change your mindset. Sometimes it's just a mindset change. See, God, source, divine, universe does not understand negatives. So if you say, I don't want this, that's exactly what you're calling in. So it was very hard for me to do it first, but I decided that I was going to start speaking positive. And I didn't know this about them not understanding the negative at that time. I just knew that there was some time, there was a couple of times in my life where I said this would never happen, and it happened to me. So I learned real quick not to say never. Don't say that. That's bad. Um, but I also learned to retrain my brain. So I started saying positives, and I would catch myself when I was saying something negative, and I would either repeat it in a positive way out loud or in my head. And I didn't care who was around. You know what I mean? This was me reprogramming my brain. And before long, I found myself saying positives without even having to think about it. But there are some times that I will pause because there's something I want to say, and the way that I would say it would have a negative in it. So I have to stop and think about a different way to say it where there's a positive in it, or just completely redo the sentence. That's all you can do is work on it. That's all you can do. And keep coming back. Let us know how you're doing, because I truly do care. And spending a lot of time in the past, that was a behavior. That was a belief system that you had. It's not going to be something you're going to break overnight. So be patient with yourself. But just work on it, And if you fall back off the wagon, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. It's just like a little kid learning to walk. You know what I mean? Don't beat yourself up. They fall. They fall a lot before they walk. Yes, I understand. I understand depression. I was in it for 9 years. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go nowhere. I didn't want to see anybody. All I wanted to do was sleep. And I barely ate. And I made myself a promise when I came out of that I would never let something take me down that far again. So you have the strength. You have the strength to do this. Believe in yourself, because God, divine source, already believes in you. You wouldn't be on this journey if they didn't. Puts his warriors on the front line. You're a warrior. Not only you have faith in him, he has faith in you. So just keep going and take it one day at a time, and just be easy on yourself. That's all. You're welcome. You're more than welcome. They used to have me on medicine and stuff for that too. And I don't know. I just decided that I was going to go off of it. So I weaned myself off of it. And I'm going to tell you what, I never felt better. I weaned myself off, and I started becoming my own counselor. I started fixing myself. And I'm going to be working on myself and healing to the day I transition. But I'm through a lot of it. You're welcome. You might want to check out some of my Cancer readings, because I know that now we're going through a Mercury retrograde. So in a Mercury retrograde, we are supposed to review, reflect, redo, plan, plot, strategize. There could be communication problems, delays, mixed signals, missed messages, technology acting stupid, vehicle breakdowns, accidents. Don't sign any contracts you don't have to sign during a Mercury retrograde. It will be leaving post shadow December 17th. If you have to sign anything, just make sure you triple read the fine print, because anything started during a retrograde could end by the time the end of it. You want to start a new relationship, most people will tell you not to, but I have a reader that I watch. His name is Minnow Pond. He's really good. He says to go ahead and start it, because why not? Why not take a chance and step out there? Because if it's going to end, it's going to end in 6 weeks rather than 6 months to a year to 2 years down the road. You know what I'm saying? So get it out of your way. Get the one that's not going to work out of your way, so the one that is can come in. But be discerning when you get into another relationship. Don't block your heart. You already know all the signs. Don't block your heart. You're blocking your blessings. Get back out there and take another risk. Open your heart back up. But be discerning when you do it, because you're growing and you're evolving. So you are going to call moths to the flame. You are going to call more people in that will take advantage of you. So you got to be careful on what you choose, but your options are open. You're welcome. You have a good evening or day or whatever it is around you. And like I said, stay safe and don't be hard on yourself. You got this. Okay, guys, if there's no one else, then I'm going to start the reading. Clear old energy, bring new energy in. Self-discovery, love reading, all signs, Aries through Pisces. For them and their person. 2 cards for them, 2 cards for their person. Self-discovery. Love. All signs. Okay. Aries. Give me 2 cards for Aries. Give me 2 cards for Aries. Thank you. Okay. Give me 2 cards for Aries person. 2 cards for Aries person. Leave on the bottom what's between them. Bring Aries person out. 2 cards. Okay, unblock you. All right, they're being stubborn, Aries. We're going to get them, though. We're going to get them out, though. Aries person. 2 cards for Aries person. Love discovery. Self-discovery. 2 cards for Aries person. Here's 1. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. That's 1. Another one flipped. That one didn't flip. Okay. 1 more. 1 more for Aries person, please. All right. Okay. All right. So what's in between you guys is the Queen of Wands. So discovering your passion, your fire, your light, being determined, going after what it is that you want. This is the underline of what's between you guys. Okay? So this is going to be about what you guys are working on separately, what you're working on. All right? So she's very passionate. She's very fiery. She's very determined, very confident. This is what both of you need to be working on within yourselves. Go after what you want. Career, passion, fire, creativity, and growth on that. So you're growing something. This is what you need to tap back into. You're growing something. You're going to be building something. Maybe between you two, maybe independently. Okay. So you have the Justice card. You yourself, you're wanting justice. You're wanting balance. You're wanting fairness. You need to get grounded, because she's wearing red. So that's your root chakra. They're also saying that you're going to get justice because you're bringing justice in for yourself. You're working on yourself. You're bringing it to yourself. You also have green. Green is your heart chakra. So green is opening your heart back up, allowing your heart to be open and able to receive what is being sent to you. You also have purple on here. Purple is your intuition, your crown chakra, tapping into your intuition, not second guessing yourself. When things come in, when something keeps repeating over and over and over again, that is not your overthinking now. Just something that keeps popping up every now and then, over and over again. That's your intuition trying to tell you something. We try to recreate it as human beings. We try to recreate it and we overthink it. But the first thought is usually the right thought. So try not to overthink things. Sit on your throne. You have a throne here. You also have green for growth. So it, like I said, the wand, you have growth on the wand. So green for growth. There is something that can grow. It does have the potential to grow, but you have to give yourself equal fairness and justice. Set your healthy boundaries, stick to them. She's got a sword here, but she's not using it. She's just holding it because she's going to cut out, or he is going to cut out whatever no longer serves them. Maybe harshly. I don't know. Because double-edged sword. So you could use your words to cut it out, but you're going to cut it out. You're going to slash through what doesn't serve you anymore because you want justice for yourself. And why is that? Because you're becoming the emperor or the empress, however you want to take it, masculine, feminine, all of us, vice versa if you need to. But you're becoming the emperor. Now, the emperor, this is what you're working on. The emperor is all four kings balanced. All four kings, have come to completion from a page to a king. So you got your emotions balanced. You got your fire and your passion back, and you've got that balance. You've got your stability, and you've got, what am I missing? Your logic, your logical mind. You're getting the overthinking and control. Instead of letting things make you overthink, you're controlling that beast, that inner beast inside of you. So this is what you're working on. You're working on giving yourself justice, but you're also working on becoming the four kings, because it takes four kings to make an emperor. You know what I mean? So you're reminiscing about something. There's something here you're reminiscing about. You're thinking about something you're remembering. There are children in this card. So it could be children in your life that you're remembering about, or this could be your inner child when things were easier, or how you would like to get back to your inner child and things be easier. Things, get back to that playful, childlike innocence of play and enjoyment and fire and passion before life did you the way that it did you. Remember what you wanted, what you dreamt about when you were a kid. What were your dreams? Get back to that. He has armor on though. So you're going to have armor on. You're going to be a little guarded, but try to take the armor off. You don't need it. You already know what it is you need to know. You've already been there. You've already done that. Collected the t-shirt, the trophy, the ribbon. You've already done this. So you don't need the armor. You can take the armor off and open your heart up. You can address things when you see them. Don't ignore them. Don't overthink them. Address them. And if that person is not willing to work with you, well, then that person is not for you. Don't feel guilty for walking away from something that doesn't see and know your worth. Because the emperor, he's looking for his empress. He's not looking for, a queen. He's not looking for a page. He's looking for an empress. And she will be all four queens in one. And it might start off small as a page, but does it have the potential to grow? Is it growing and evolving with you? Are they working on themselves as well as you're working on yourself? Are you both working on the relationship? This is what you want. This is what you're going after. And you have a queen in the middle. So your queen or your other half could be more of a fiery type of person, more of a go-getter, more of an adventurer. That could be what, what the problem is here. But you can align yourselves. You have to first work on you and then work on the relationship. Like if you're with your partner, then sit down with them, have a conversation with them. Look, I see, this is what's going on with me. I have this wound. I'm going to work on this wound. I've noticed this about you. Could you maybe, would you mind like working on that so that we can work on ourselves, but also work on this relationship? Because for me, it's worth having. Okay. Now, what is your person working on? Your person wants success. Your person wants celebration. They want to walk through those doors. They're 1111 on here, on the right path. They want to walk through those doors. So they're working on that. They're working on their success, their stability, their security. They want this happy home, happy family. They want this higher level of commitment. But there's things they've got to do within themselves to get it. There's a cat on here. Cats always remind me of independence, independently owned, independently self-made. So your person may be more self-made, but it's not that they don't want the celebration. They do want it, but they've got to learn to celebrate themselves inside. They got to learn that nothing outside of them completes them. They're already whole and complete. They need a partner that complements them as well as you do. You are already whole and complete. You need a partner that will complement you, that will raise you up, that will be there when you're down, have a shoulder for you to cry on, and vice versa. One person's weakness in the relationship is somebody else's strength. So let that person lead where they can. And their weakness is your strength. So lead where you can. Be a teammate. Work together. Don't work against each other. But this is ultimately what they're wanting, a higher level of commitment and success, celebration. Now, Spirit God Source is saying they're going to have to go within and study. So they've got to go within. They got to find themselves, They can't offer something to you if they can't offer it to themselves. If they don't feel whole and complete, if there's something missing in them or something broken in them, it's not your job to fix them. You can help them while they work on themselves, but it's not your job to fix them. So they've got to go within. They've got to do some studying on themselves, on their inner wounds, on their trust issues, their abandonment issues. Where did authority figures maybe let them down when they should have protected them, should have been there for them? They have to learn to be this for themselves. So they have to go within and study. They have to realize that they've been the star all along. They're not the lantern carrying the star. They've been the star. And they need to realize this so that the passion and the fire can be lit back up between you two. And the creativity. Clear out energy. Bring in new energy, please. Taurus. What do you want to tell Taurus about this? Taurus. 2 cards for Taurus. 2 cards for Taurus's person. And what's between them at the bottom. Thank you. 2 cards for Taurus. That's too many. 2. Only 2, guys. Come on now. I know I'm doing a different spread, but get with it. 2 cards for Taurus. You have to fall out. Thank you. 1 more. Thank you. Okay. 2 cards for Taurus's person. Thank you. 1 more. You have to fall out. Thank you. On the bottom. Okay. So Taurus, on the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Cups. So what's between you and your person is knowing your worth, learning your worth, knowing that you're whole and complete as you are. Nothing completes you. Nothing outside of you. Not a job, not a person, not a friend, not material possessions, nothing. Nothing completes you. You're already whole and complete. You came here whole and complete. It's your birthright to have anything and everything that you wanted. But you're not going to get it unless you're in the vibration of it. So you have to be in the vibration of knowing your worth, knowing that you're whole and complete. What you're looking for and what you want is something that comes in and compliments you, something that raises you up, something that inspires you, something that's there when you're down to lift you up, something you can be there for when they're down to lift them up. This is also God's source divine telling you, you will never have lack. Don't come from a place of lack. There is no lack. There's plenty of drink. There's plenty of food. Don't overindulge. Be careful about overindulging. I'm not telling you what to do. You want to drink, whatever, drink, but drink responsibly. But there's plenty. There's plenty to go around. There's plenty on this planet to go around for everybody. There is no lack. It's a mindset. When you hold on too tightly to what you have, you're telling universe, God, source that you have lack. And if you're telling them that you have lack, God, source, divine has no choice but to give you more lack, because that's your mindset. That's what you believe. So what you believe is true. If you believe you're abundant, you're going to be abundant. If you believe you have lack, you're going to have lack. Think about it. Has there been a time in your life where you didn't have what you felt you needed, but a name popped up in your head and you went and you talked to that person and that person helped you out? That's intuitive. You have everything you need. Everything you need is on this planet. Everything. I don't care what it is. It's already yours. You just have to call it in. Okay? So that's what's between you two. Both of you need to learn that about each other and about yourselves. You're already whole and complete. You're not here to complete somebody. They're not here to complete you. You're already whole and complete. So, Taurus, what you are working on is the King of Pentacles. So you're working on your stability. You're working on your foundation. You're working on knowing your worth. Like I said, the in-between. You're working on knowing your worth, knowing who you are, giving this offer to someone who deserves it. You're looking at this offer. Who's gonna be worthy of me? Not who am I worthy of, because that's the wrong way of thinking. Who is going to be worthy of this offer? Is my partner the one that I'm going to choose to give this offer to? Who do I want to give it to? You want to give it to someone, but you need to figure out who you want to give it to. But before you do that, you need to build your stability. You need to build your stability. You need to build your foundation. And there's red in this card. I don't know if you can really see it, but he's wearing red and there's red up here. So that represents, your foundation, your insecurities, your grounding. You would do well to maybe, and I'm not telling you what to do. This is a suggestion, to listen to a root chakra meditation on YouTube or Google or however, whatever you use. Listen to a root root chakra meditation, Mercury, give me back my words. Because it will help ground you. It will help, bring your stability back in, root you back into the ground. Anything you touch, too, anything you touch turns to gold. See the growth on this? See the coin? It's gold. Anything you touch turns to gold, but you first have to do it. You have to leap out. You have to do it. So, what else are you working on? You're healing. You're healing from something. You're coming back from something. You're healing more than you think you are. You're doing more healing than you think you are. And you've learned a lot of knowledge. Mercury keeps trying. I'm blaming it on Mercury. Keeps trying to take my words. You've gained a lot of knowledge and wisdom. So now they're telling you to pour it out into the world. Whatever that knowledge and wisdom is in, pour it out into the world, because we need you. You're important. You help make this world go around. You know what I'm saying? You learn something, pour it out to someone else. You went through a lot of pains and a lot of heartache, but you've gained a lot of wisdom that can help other people. I have been saying for years now, we need to tell our stories. We need to tell our stories, whether we feel vulnerable of doing it or not, because there are so many people out there that could benefit from hearing our stories and knowing they're not alone. They're not alone in this journey. They're not the only one going through this. They have other people who are also going through the same thing. So, you are healing. Your wish has been heard. The angels, God, source, spirit, they've heard your wish. They know what it is. They're trying to line it up. You're going to have to be patient with this, though, because just like you go and get something from a diner or a restaurant, your order isn't snap right there in your face as soon as you order it. You got to wait for it to get prepared. You have to wait for divine source to, God, whatever it is you believe in. I say divine, but whatever it is you believe in, to line things up for you, to move obstacles out of the way. But they're telling you that it is happening. Work on your healing, work on regrounding yourself, work on your stability. Don't focus so much on the love, because we can manifest. We can see in our mind's eye what it is that we want. We can say what it is that we want and put the feeling toward it as if we already have it. But when you keep your focus on it, you keep the steering wheel stuck. Like you got it so tight. Divine source can't move things around, can't work with it, can't do anything with it, because you've got it so stuck. You've got your focus so stuck on it. So you can think about those things. You can think about what it is that you want, how you want it to turn out. But then you need to take your focus off of it and put it on something else. And divine source is saying, put it on your stability, your passion, your fire. What lights you up? What is it you want to do in a career? What is it that brings the spark back to you? Now, for your person right now is sitting in a 5 of Cups. So, they're reminiscing about the past. They're reminiscing about the brokenness. They're reminiscing about things that they missed, opportunities that they missed, things that didn't work out for them. But they're not seeing that and these cups are spilled. They're spilled. They're not seeing that there's 2 full cups right here in front of them. So they need to work on that. They need to work on letting go of the past, getting out of the past, stop thinking about the past. They didn't miss out on nothing. They learned everything from it that they were meant to learn from it for their journey, for their soul. If they just turn around, they would see there are 2 other cups here. Divine source God has given them 2 other cups. They've just got to open their eyes and see it. They got to move forward. Everything that they ever wanted could be in these cups. And these cups, it doesn't satisfy them anymore. They lost the taste for it. So why are they holding on to it and reminiscing and feeling guilty and feeling sad and worrying about it? You know what I mean? Divine source God is trying to redirect them to the 2 cups that they have in front of them. It's usually behind them in the Rider-Waite, but this one, they're right there. They're right there. They just got to look. They gotta bring their attention back to the present. They got to stay out of the past and out of the future and bring themselves back to the present, because they're missing opportunities that are right in front of them. Okay, and they have the shadow side. Hold on. Okay. So the shadow side, that's the devil. They're working through the devil. They're working through the toxic energies. They're working through maybe addiction or lust or fear. It could just be fear. I'm not saying they're an addict or anything like that. And if they are, I don't judge. I'm not one to judge. That's not my place. But they're working through something toxic within themselves or around them, or something toxic that they keep bringing toward them because of their own belief system about themselves. It could be lust, it could be fear, it could be, overgiving, being an overgiver, being an undergiver. Could be addictions. I'm pulling fear out of this though, because these two kids are hiding. They're trying to hide. And back here sits the devil, sits the monster, sits the shadow. So the devil represents the shadow side of us. They have to learn to not fear the shadow side, like the ego. The ego is only there to protect you. The ego knows nothing and has no more experience than what it's already done. The ego has no experience on taking a step out into something new, something out of the comfort zone. But the ego is there to protect you, and at one time it needed to protect us, but it doesn't need to anymore, because as human beings we have evolved. We have grown. We are growing more spiritual by the day, and we are learning to listen to our gut, listening to ourselves, listening to our intuition. So we no longer need that. Now, I'm not saying get rid of the ego. Do not get rid of the ego. Do not listen to any reader on here that tells you that you need to get rid of your ego. No, you do not need to get rid of your ego. You need to train your ego to be healthy. And the way that you do that is you start listening to your intuition, whether it makes sense or not. You start listening to it. That first thought, that gut feeling, you start listening to it. You don't let anybody tell you that you're wrong. You don't let anybody charm you or speak words. Actions are the only words you should be listening to. If there's no action with words, then you shouldn't be listening to it. Charm all day. Tell you how beautiful you are all day. Where does that get you if there's no action toward it? You know what I'm saying? So stop fearing, take a leap out into the future. That's what they're telling them, to stop fearing. Start listening to their intuition. Stop second guessing themselves and take a leap out there. And once the ego sees that even though what you're doing and what you're listening to makes absolutely no sense to them, because they have nothing to go on but the past, somehow it always works out. Your ego will start learning to trust that as well. The fear will start subsiding. Things will start, getting easier and easier. You'll be able to take leaps quicker without worrying about the outcome, because you already know that voice, that gut, your internal clock is leading you. Your soul is leading you to where you need to be. So that's your person. Vice versa, however it needs to go. Clear out energy, bring in new energy. Welcome in, everybody, even the ones in the shadow. Okay. What do you want to tell Gemini? What do you want to tell Gemini? 2 cards for Gemini. 2 cards for Gemini's person. Bottom card, what's between them? Two cards for Gemini. You have to fall out. Okay. One more. You have to fall out. No. One. One. One more card for Gemini. Thank you. Okay. 2 cards for Gemini's person. Thank you. One more card for Gemini's person. Gemini, you might want to look at the Taurus reading, because Taurus had one of your cards. One more card for Gemini, for their person. Thank you. Okay. And between them. Okay. So Gemini, between you two is the King of Swords. So your King of Swords, he's very cold, very calculating, very logical. He thinks about things logically. He doesn't put a lot of heart into it. He puts more what makes common sense, what makes sense kind of thing. This is between you. So there's something between you guys where you need to think more logically, think more of what makes sense. You know what I mean? Don't be cold and calculating, though, because he can also be cold and calculating, but he's also very determined. He goes after what it is he wants. He speaks his truth. He doesn't worry about what other people think or other people say or other people do. He speaks his truth, and he speaks it clearly. He has his sword raised, so he is ready to cut out anything that doesn't serve him. So you two need to cut out whatever does not serve you. Do not listen to outside influences, whether that be friend, family, foe, whatever. Do not listen, even children. And yes, I'm saying children. Yes, children, if they're under the age where you need to take care of them, then yes, you know. And obviously you care about what your kids say, but do not let that waver you on how you're going to live your life, because they're going to grow up, they're going to live their life too, and they're going to listen to a damn thing you say. You know, I mean, they might take some of your knowledge and some of your wisdom, but face it, they're going to do their life the way that they want to do it. And all you can do is be there for them and help them as they step out and step up. But do not let other people come in between your relationship, is what they're saying. Take that sword and cut out what no longer serves you. You know, make it make sense. Make it make sense. You have armor on too. So both of you could be a little cold, and you need to open your hearts back up, because you could be a little cold and calculating. Don't be so calculating. Try to put some emotion in there. Try to unblock your heart and allow yourselves to connect on a deeper level, not just logically, but on a deeper level. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Don't take it as that. I'm saying, you know, could be just cold and calculating and not letting the emotions in. And that's what you're working on in between your connection. You need to let your emotions in a little bit more. You need to open up a little bit more, soften a little bit more. It's okay to logically, you know, make things make sense, but you can't leave your heart out. You got to align your heart and your mind together. and take control of that ego. Because, yeah, I wrote a story about that if you want to check it out. It's on my community post. It was something I was inspired to do because someone kept beating me down about my heart and my choices and why I always kept forgiving people. So it inspired it. But check it out if you would want to. It'll explain a lot about ego, heart, and mind. At least to me it does. Okay, so what you're dealing with right now, you're working on something, Gemini. There's something you're working on, something you're perfecting, planning, plotting, strategizing. And you've possibly been doing it independently because I only see you there. And then I also see, there's a cat here. All I see is the cat. There's a black cat, which are not bad luck, by the way. People give them the bad rap, but they're not. They're actually your protectors and your guardians. So this person is your guardian. This animal, its animal spirit is your guardian, is your protector, is looking over you, and maybe giving you some ideas of inspiration for something you can work on. It's also saying with the Three of Pentacles, collaborate, teamwork, getting back into your creativity, lighting your fire back up, lighting your spark back up. And you could be doing this independently, but they're saying to let other people in, let other people help you, let other people, work with you together, collaborate. So that's what they're telling you to do. You've been independent. You've been doing something independent. You have an idea, but other people can help it come to fruition, can help it bloom. Okay. What else are you working on? You were left for dead. You were backstabbed. You were betrayed. You were abandoned. You were left for dead. You were treated unfairly, maybe manipulated, gaslighted, ghosted, and you're down. But Spirit, God, Source is saying this is not where you're going to stay forever. You're not going to stay here. Grab yourself by your bootstraps and pull yourself back up. The light is shining. The light is coming back out. It is pushing the dark away. This is a 10. This is a completion. You can't get any more dead than what you are. You can't get any more down than what you are. So get back up. Stand back up. Take these swords out of your back. They don't belong in your back. The people that put them there, the things that put them there, get up, take one of those swords and cut those people out. They don't belong in your life. They don't see your worth. It's not that you're not worthy. They don't see your worth. Actually, to be honest with you, they do. They do see it. But they don't want you to know that they see it, because then you take your power back from them and you grow and you shine and you get out there like you're supposed to. So stand back up. These are people that are envious and jealous. They took you down because they want to take you out of the light. They want to put you in the corner and dim your light. Don't let that shit happen. Get back up. Your light is still in you. It's coming out and it's going to push all that darkness away. Stand up. Don't be afraid to stand in the spotlight and shine the way that you need to. You also have, he's making a signal with his hands here. That's a blessing. You have blessings coming in. So don't stay down. Don't stay blocked. Don't stay guarded. Cut out what you know doesn't work for you anymore. It was a lesson for you to learn your self-worth. It was a season for a reason. Some things aren't meant to stay. They're meant to come in and help us grow and evolve and mirror us and show us our wounds. And then we are meant to work on ourselves and see where we've been overgiving. We gave our power to them and let them put these swords in our back because we were overgiving. We wanted to believe. We wanted to trust. We wanted to have faith. So we were overgiving, thinking that that would keep them and that would make you happy. But it didn't. In the end, it took you down. You have to have an equal give and take. You know what I'm saying? You already knew this. You already felt this. Swords are thoughts. You already felt this intuitively. You already knew before these swords even went in your back. You already had that gut feeling that you didn't pay attention to. So that's how these swords ended up in your back. But this doesn't define you. This isn't who you are. Get up, take the sword, get back out there, cut out what no longer serves you, what doesn't understand you, what doesn't want to understand you, what doesn't want to work with you, and get out there and shine that light like you're meant to. You are being watched over. There's an owl up here. You've gained a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge, but you're also being watched over. That's 2 cards. The only two that you got, two cards saying that you are being protected by spirit, by divine, by God, by your guardian angels, passed on loved ones, and you are being led. You are being watched over. You are safe. You are protected. Get back out there and shine. That's where you belong. You belong in the spotlight. Don't let anyone dim your light. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't belong out there. You belong out there. You belong. You need to be unique. You need to be yourself. You need to accept yourself wholeheartedly, shadow and light. And you need to get back out there and you need to shine. Because what you see as a shadow, actually, there you need a balance. You need a balance, light and dark, yin and yang. You need a balance. You need to embrace your dark side as well as your light side. There is nothing wrong with you. There never has been. You are whole and perfect. You have came here whole. I'm not going to say perfect. None of us are perfect, but you came here whole. You need something that complements you, not complete you. You're already complete and whole. Tap back into that heart. Tap back into that fire, that creativity, that passion, that joy. Now, your person needs to work on their stability. They need to work on becoming stable. They need to work on knowing their worth. They need to work on knowing where to give this offer. Where is their value? Where is their value going to be more appreciated? You know what I mean? They need to work on their root chakra. I suggest a root chakra meditation. You don't have to do that. You can go out and put your feet on the ground, get grounded on the ground. I go out there, I put my feet on the ground when it's not freezing cold, and ask Mother Gaia to transmute the energies inside of me. And I imagine roots going down into a rock in the center of the earth, a big red rock in the center of the earth, and roots coming back up out of it and going through my legs and through my whole entire body and encircling me in protection of grounding and alchemizing. It's alchemizing. I asked Mother Gaia to alchemize, to transmute those energies, to take them to the ground and purify them and send them back out. So grounding, knowing your self-worth, getting back into your root chakra, getting past your self-esteem issues, knowing that there's nothing wrong with you. You are whole and complete already. They are whole and complete already. They need to know that. They need to know that they will be loved for who they are if they're seen by the right person. Hopefully that's by you, because this is your person we're talking about. But they're really looking at their worth. They're really looking at what they have. They have the potential to grow something big. And, all they touch can turn to gold if they believe it. There's a lot of abundance and growth on this card as well. Green is also your heart chakra. So again, get into your heart, open your heart back up. Get back into that fire and that passion and the creativity. Open back up to love. Don't stay blocked and guarded, because then you keep your blessings away from you. Now, why are they like this? Because they've had heartbreak. They felt backstabbed, just like you. Both of you are mirroring each other here. You both feel backstabbed, betrayed, left for dead, third-party situations, gaslighted, ghosted, manipulated, not treated right. Now, this could be someone you were with, that you both are feeling this from each other. And if it is, then you need to sit down and logically talk about it. You have the logic card in the middle. Logically sit down like mature adults and talk about it. If there is heartbreak and pain between you two, then, and in this relationship, then address it. Talk about it. Don't ignore it. Don't turn cold. Don't turn cold on it. There is a chance and a potential for this to grow. But you need to address it, and you need to come at it in a different energy. But if you both come back at this button heads, you're just hurting each other more and more and more. Don't do that. Let go of what happened and work on healing the heart. Both of you need to work on healing your heart, getting back out and shining again. Healing. Both of you have a lot of healing to do. But communicate that to each other. Talk like mature adults. Sit and talk with each other and try to work it out. But don't come back in the same vibration that you left it in. You know what I mean? Because you're just going to create more of this heartbreak. You have to change your mindset. You have to let go of the past. If you want this relationship, then you have to be willing to fight for it. You have to be willing to grow and evolve, both of you, and make the changes necessary to make it work. Now, if this is not a person that you are with, that you guys have a lot of heartbreak and stuff inside this relationship, this is somebody else coming in, and both of you have been through similar things. Both of you have been through the backstab, betrayal, the heartbreak, the gossiping, the manipulation, not being treated right, gaslighted. So both of you have got to work on your healing inside yourselves, your own abandonment issues, your own trust issues, your own authority issues. And you need to become the authority of your own life. You need to become your own mothers, your own fathers. You need to nurture yourselves and love yourselves and give to yourselves. You need to keep your healthy boundaries, set healthy boundaries. You teach people how to treat you. If you are disrespecting yourself or letting someone else, allowing someone else, because they can't do it unless you allow them, allowing someone else to treat you in a way that you don't deserve, then that means you are giving them your power. Take that shit back. No one has a right to disrespect you. So don't disrespect yourself by allowing someone else to disrespect you, or push your boundaries. Stand your ground. Stand firm in your belief system. Stand firm and stand up for what you believe in. You guys can do this. You have potential. You can do this. You're mirroring each other's wounds. So work on yourselves while working on the relationship. When will a change in job happen? Gianna, welcome in. I don't know. I could do a career reading. If you pay for a reading, I can do a career reading for you and we can try to figure it out, but I don't know. Clear old energy, bring in new energy, please. Gianna, I don't even know if you're still here. I don't know when you came on. I was into the reading. Clear old energy, bring in new energy. What do you want to tell Cancer about this? What do you want to tell Cancer for this spread? What do you want to tell Cancer? 2 cards for Cancer. 2 cards for Cancer's person. And what's between them at the bottom? Still got a little bit of that tickle, guys, from the bronchitis. I actually slept all night last night, though. I didn't wake up choking. Knock on wood. Two cards for Cancer. 2 cards for Cancer. Thank you. Is that 2? No. 1 fell out with it. 1 more card for Cancer. Now, guys, this could be the person that you're with, or this could be the person coming in. Take it as it resonates. I just read the cards. I just read what God, divine source gives me. And this is a collective too, so. One more card for Cancer. One more card for Cancer. That's too many. One. Thank you. Okay. 2 cards for Cancer's person. 2 cards for Cancer's person. One more, please. You gotta fall out. One more. Thank you. And at the bottom. Okay. Excuse me. All right, Cancer. The bottom of it, what's in between you is conflict, battle, chaos, drama, fighting, one-upping, competition. A lot of fire, a lot of passion here, but it's being directed in the wrong way. It's being used as weapons rather than being used as love and compassion and healing and, you know, trying to get on the same page with each other. You're in competition. You don't need to be in competition with each other. You're supposed to love each other. You know, you're supposed to nurture each other. There is no competition when there is love. There's not supposed to be competition. No, neither one of you are better than the other. You know what I mean? You all have your own talents, your own gifts, your own way of dealing with things. But there's no reason why you can't come together and work together at this. And, you know, try to align this. Be adults and come at it as human beings. And don't let outside influences influence you. Don't let people and things from the outside come in and cause this battle and cause this chaos. You all have the power to take this back and grow this relationship. It has potential. You know, this could be somebody that you're already with, or somebody that's coming in, or somebody that's in around your energy. There is no reason for battling. You know, you can always find a compromise. Compromising doesn't mean you're weak. It just means that you care enough about each other to not want to fight, to not want to have chaos. But the 5 of Wands is also, you know, it's you overthinking things, having battle and conflict in yourself, going one way, going another way, wanting to do this, but then pulling back, in and out kind of, strategy thing. So get decisive, sit down with your person and try to have a mature, calm talk like 2 adults, you know? I mean, there is someone sitting off here on the side observing this. Somebody is watching this. They have a wand too, but they're not using it. They're just sitting and observing and watching. These wands, instead of being used against yourselves, each other, can be used for creativity and passion and fire and getting back out there and finding what lights your spark again. And doing that and taking all the focus off this anger and this fighting and this rage. That's what I'm feeling from this anger and fighting and rage. But all these wands have growth on them. It has the potential to grow. You just got to learn to come at it from a different way. Change your mindset. Come at it from a different way. Change the way you're thinking about things. Because obviously you guys came together because you cared about each other, right? So why would we battle and fight and tear down the ones that we love? You know, why would we not want to put the time and energy into it if we really care about that person? There may need to be some apologies and some healing here. Whether that be with a person you're with or a person that you're wanting to be with, or the next person coming in. Don't battle and fight with them. That's not the answer. And I'm not putting you down. We all have that in us. We all have the hidden anger and the rage and you know, the jealousy. I mean, we're human. We're human people. But we need to realize that that anger is coming from pain from somewhere else. This person didn't do it to you. Yes, it might have added to it, but the wound was already there. The sadness was already there, buried under all this anger. Where did it start? Most of the time, it starts in childhood. And it's things that we've thrown to the back of our mind and we've ignored. And because we've ignored it and we've blocked it out, the subconscious brings it back out and it plays out in our life. It's energy. It plays out with our partners and our friendships and our family and our lovers. So, Cancer, what you're working on right now is your stability. Divine is bringing you in something stable, a new offer. You have to work on it. You have to work on your career. You have to work on your stability. You have to work on building yourself back up. Whatever you touch will turn to gold. It has the potential to grow, but you have to grow it. You know what I mean? And that's even making this relationship stable. You have to be stable within yourself before you can give stability to somebody else. And that's not just stable financially. That's not just talking about your finances. Yes, it could be your finances. You could need, you know, maybe you're looking for a new job or something. Here's your opportunity. You could be looking for a new job. You could need a new job. Yeah, the opportunity is out there, but you've got to work on it. You've got to take the step forward. But this is also stable within yourself, getting yourself stable, getting your emotions stable, grounding yourself, bringing yourself back to yourself, you know, not letting anything outside of you rock you and get you off of balance, staying grounded, knowing that you have the potential to grow anything there is that you want to grow. You know what I mean? It's all inside of you already. I see flowers or greenery or whatever here. That's green for growth. See, there's growth in this card. Whatever you touch can turn to gold. There's roots down in the ground here. Re-root yourself. Put yourself back in grounding. Something's got you out of your emotions and unstable. Re-ground yourself. You can do this. You have the strength to do this. You are worthy. You are worthy of this. God, divine source wouldn't be bringing it to you if what you weren't worthy of it. And this is also saying your relationship has the potential to grow. But you got to first start with the man in the mirror. You got to start with you. This is what you're working on. Starting with you, regrounding yourself, starting to believe in yourself again, getting back out there and getting confident again. And the coin's shining. So get out there and shine. That's where you belong. You belong out there shining, not conflicted and beating yourself up and going back and forth. Make a decision. Choose the opportunity. Make a decision. I'm not telling you what to do. This is divine telling you to get back out there. Take the opportunity that they're trying to hand you. See what's been given to you. What blessing has been brought forth and given to you. And I can't make it up. You have the Hermit going within, studying. This is going within. Also studying on the outside to maybe for some career or something, but also this is going within. Seeing where you have abandonment issues and trust issues and places where authority figures did not take care of you. In fact, may have hurt you, may have let you down, may have not gave you a reason to trust anybody. And you've turned that into you put it in your subconscious and you've turned it toward yourself. We don't do what we see, or we don't do what we're told. We do what we see. Monkey see, monkey do. What we grow up around is what we become. What others tell us we're going to be is what we become. Not because we want to, but because we have taken on their projections on as our own belief system. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to them. That's them projecting onto you. That's not your truth. That, change the way that you think. Change the way that you think about yourself. Before you can change the way that others see you, you have to change the way that you see yourself. So they're telling you to go within and work on these abandonment issues and these trust issues. You were never abandoned. If someone left your life, they left because they didn't feel worthy of you. They didn't feel like they could do it. They didn't feel secure within themselves. It had nothing to do with you. It doesn't say in any way, shape, or form that you are unworthy. If somebody broke your trust, that's them. That has nothing to do with you. They can't project that onto you. Where did you stop trusting yourself because you couldn't trust another? Because what? You trusted someone and they broke your heart? Well, that's not you. That doesn't define you. Start learning to trust yourself. Stop second guessing yourself. Start learning to go within. What do I need to work on in me? What is this relationship reflecting back to me? Am I an overgiver? Am I an undergiver? Am I an overachiever? Am I an underachiever? Where am I depending on someone else to take care of me? Where are other people depending on me to take care of them? It should be an equal balance, equal give and take, not one person doing it all. Equal give and take, time, energy, finances, whatever, equal give and take. One goes out and buys dinner one day, then maybe the other one should go out and buy dinner the next day. Equal give and take here. 100 to 100, not 50-50, 100 to 100. And when one's down, the other one needs to be there to lift them up, and vice versa. We're supposed to be lifting each other up and inspiring each other, not fighting and beating each other down. That's not a way to have a relationship. We've been taught wrong. Maybe this was a lot of what you've seen growing up, a lot of battling and conflict and fighting and not getting on the same page and competition. But that's not the way that life should be. That's not the way that love is. That's not the way you should love your partner. You also need to see that you're the star. I told you. Get out there and shine. You're the star. You're not the lantern carrying the star. You're not carrying anybody. You're the star. You're supposed to get out there and shine. You don't let anybody pull you down. You don't let anybody hold you back. You get out there and shine like you're supposed to shine. You're the star. You've always been the star. You're always meant to be out there to shine, shining. You're meant to be unique. You're not supposed to be like everybody else. You're supposed to be out there being a leader of your own life. By being a leader of your own life, you're inspiring other people and teaching other people how to be leaders in their own life. You're going to be your own mother, your own father, your own nurturer, your own support system, your own cheerleader. We don't need anything outside of us. We have it all within us. We have all the tools within us that we need. So go within and study. Study yourself. Look at yourself. Don't be afraid to take that other pill. I know it's hard. I know it makes you feel vulnerable. I know you don't want to face it, but go within and look at these wounds. Look at these abandonment wounds and these trust issues. Don't deny them. Don't act like they don't exist. And this isn't me trying to be hard on you. This is me loving you. This is me loving you enough to say, hey, you need to take a look at this. You need to take a look at this. And this is God, divine source, working through me to show you that this is what you need to take a look at. You need to go within. You need to go quiet. You need to get away from everybody. Go within the man cave, woman cave, whatever you want to call it. Go within you're a Cancer. Go within your shell. Go within your shell in your comfort place where, you have all the comforts of your home and you love nice things. You love family. You're a nurturer. Go within, though. Pull back and go within your shell and figure out what it is you need to figure out. You're the mothers and the fathers of the zodiac signs. So be the mother and father of yourself. Because how are you going to be the mother and father of everybody else and nurture and care for everybody else if you're not caring for yourself? You're a person. Your person's working on something. Your person's putting something together. Your person's planning, plotting, and strategizing, coming up with something, creating something, having brand new ideas. They're wanting to perfect something. They're building something. That it could be career, but they're also building something within themselves. Maybe they're building their confidence. They're going within. They're working on it. They're refining it, fine-tuning it, getting in touch with themselves, working on perfecting themselves, not trying to be better than anyone else, but trying to be better than who they are. I think that's a raven. That's death and transformation. So they're going through a rebirth. They're transforming themselves. They're rebuilding themselves correctly because maybe they weren't built right. So they're rebuilding themselves correctly. They're fine-tuning and planning, plotting, and strategizing, analyzing, reviewing, redoing. There's fire in this card. So they're bringing back their fire too. They're getting grounded. They're getting stable. Or this is what God's source divine is telling them to do and trying to push them to do. Now, if you don't do this, you'll be pushed to the point where you will. Like, God divine source will only put up with it for so long. If you're not built correctly, he will tear you down. He will tear you down to your knees, and not because he's a hateful God, because he's a loving and kind God. He doesn't want you to be built incorrectly. He wants you to be built correctly. So he's going to tear down and rip out everything in your life that doesn't suit you, that doesn't value you, that doesn't not complete you, because you're not complete, compliment you. I mean, you're already complete is what I meant. That compliments you, compliments who you already are. Something that's going to inspire you and lift you up, you know? So they're rebuilding themselves. They're working on themselves right now. Why is that? They're working on getting back into their heart. They're working on being able to give that love out to someone again. They're wanting to go forward and give that love to someone, but first they've got to give it to themselves. They've got to pour into their own cup. They've got to nurture themselves. They got to nurture their life. They got to nurture what sparks their fire, what makes them happy. They got to find love within themselves. They got to take themselves out on dates, buy themselves flowers, or whoever, whatever this is. If it's a guy and he likes working on cars, you got to go work on cars. They got to go do what they like, what their passion is. They got to pour into themselves. They got to treat themselves the way they would want someone else to treat them, because the way you treat yourself is reflected to you in a partner. So they got to open their heart up and be able to give love to themselves before they can take it out and give love to someone else. But this is a night. This is a night. So they've been working on this. They're building. They're growing. And they're wanting to offer that cup out. So as soon as they start giving to themselves and loving themselves, they'll be in a place, in a state, and they got to balance their emotions. We see that too. It's in between yous. They got to balance their emotions. They got to come back to the loving, kind, gentle heart that they are. And this can be vice versa. Take it as it is. This could be you or your partner. You'll know where you resonate. But they got to balance the emotions within themselves and get grounded before they can, give it out to someone else. But you guys got this. You also have the white horse for purity. So it is coming from a pure place. Maybe they just got a little lost, Maybe they let wounds and insecurities from a past relationship, maybe they carried that baggage into this one, Ultimately, it's carried from childhood. But maybe, or somebody around them, didn't have to be their parents. It could be anybody around. Could be their friend group in school that they learned this from. But it comes mostly from childhood. Yes, things along the line as you're going and you're getting older, things come in and they add to that and they keep adding to it and wait until the weight gets so heavy you can't handle it no more. But ultimately, you got to go in and you got to ground yourself. You got to ground your emotions. No one's responsible for your emotions except you. No one else is responsible for you having outbursts and you fighting and you arguing and getting out of balance. No one is responsible for that but you. So they got to go within and balance themselves so that they can give this offer that they want to give. Clear old energy, bring in new energy. We've done Aries through Cancer, guys. On to Leo. In just a minute. Coffee. How did I do that before? Anybody here that wants to talk? Or just watch? I'm just going to take a small break. Four signs done, guys. Aries through Cancer is done. We're going to Leo next. I still have to timestamp last night's, but I haven't got that done yet. Excuse me. Okay, Leo. Let's see what's going on with you. Clear old energy, bring in new energy. What do you want to tell Leo about this spread? What do you want to tell Leo? Two for Leo. That's too many. Two for Leo. One more. Thank you. Call those from the pure white divine light only. Only those from pure white divine light are allowed to answer me. Still, please. Is this card supposed to be in the reverse? No. Okay. Two for Leo's person. And what's in between them left on the bottom? Two for Leo's person. And what's left between them on the bottom? Or what's between them left on the bottom? Leo's person. Thank you. One more. Thank you. Okay. All right. All right, Leo. On the bottom. You have the Eight of Wands. So moving towards something. Maybe long distance travel. Wanting to communicate to each other. So I feel like if this was someone you were dealing with, either you both are wanting to communicate and you need to communicate, or you have someone coming in that's going to communicate with you, a new love. Either way, the wands have growth on it, you know. So there is potential here for it to grow between you two. And it could be coming in from a long distance, because these rods, these wands, are shooting over past this house. There's a house way back here, and they're coming from a distance to the home. This is long distance travel. You may be wanting to travel toward each other. And this is felt mutually. This is not, because this is what's in between you. So this is not something that's not felt on both sides. This is felt on both sides. Now, if one or the other of you are holding back, that's another thing. But what's in between you is that you both want to communicate. You both want these messages to go back and forth. You both want to come out of the long distance. Maybe you distance yourself from each other. You're both wanting to come out of that. You're wanting to come out of the distance. But there's a lot of growth in here. There's a lot of green. There's a lot of growth on the wands. There's a home. I'm drawn to the water. So this may be an emotional conversation that needs to take place, or both of you are wanting to have take place. But stand your ground. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand on your boundaries, though, when you have this communication. But also, don't be so shut off. Let the passion and the fire into the communication. Bring the heart back into it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, okay. All right. So we have the Two of Wands here. There's more fire, more passion, more heart, more love, more compassion showing up in the Wands. And this one back here meant something to you at one time, because you've put it in the ground. Like, you've stabilized it. You've put it in the ground. That growth meant something to you. It's taught you something. It's evolved you. It's grown you in some way, shape, or form. It meant something to you. But you've been standing in the same place. You've been standing stagnant. You haven't been moving forward. You've been holding yourself back. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe you thought that there was nothing else out there in the world for you. But clearly there is, because you have the world in your hands. You're the co-creator of your own world. You're co-creating your own world. So while you're doing this, keep your thoughts positive, because if you think negative, you're going to bring more negative. This and that are true. It's all energy. If you put negative energy out, negative energy is going to boomerang back to you. It's going to show up in your relationships. It's going to show up in your, love isn't just your partner. Love is your family. Love is your friends. Love is your kids. You know what I mean? All the love that surrounds you. So if you're putting out negative is going to come back to you. It has no choice but to boomerang back. So be very careful of what thoughts you're putting out into the world. But there is more out in the world for you to see. Get out there and explore your world. Get out there. Take the chance. Take the leap. Stop holding yourself stagnant. Stop standing still. Go on this journey. You got a new journey you're going on. The Page of Wands. This puts me in mind of the Page of Wands. Taking that wand that has the potential to grow. It's got growth on it. It has the potential to grow, to be fiery, to be passionate, and go on this new journey. Go out there and either get on the ship or go see what the ship is bringing in. You know, what's the mind bringing toward you? This could be somebody you're in a relationship with already, or somebody that you had a breakup with that you want to get back with, or it could be somebody new. You know, you're not going to know until you go out and you go on that journey and you take that leap. You've been independent for a while. You know, you got the cat here, self-made, self-reliant, independent. Cats choose their owners. They choose their partners. You're choosing your partner. This is your partner for life, maybe not at first. Maybe, it's just starting out slow. But ultimately, what is the goal? The goal is to have a partner that stands beside you. There's your ride or die, no matter what, through thick and through thin. you know, a higher level of commitment. But you're starting off, you know, maybe single, maybe independent. You might be single. You don't have to be. This just says that you're independent and you're strong on your own. You can handle your own. You can take care of your own. But it doesn't have to be that way. You want love, go get it. What's stopping you? Stop stopping yourself. Stop staying stagnant. Go get it. It's not going to fall in your lap. It's not going to come crashing down through your ceiling. You know what I mean? You got to go get it. You got to go on the journey. You can't get it by sitting on the couch. You can't get it by sitting in your head and overthinking it constantly. You got to go and take action toward it and go get it. And if you show God, divine source, that you want it, you take one step toward it. God, source, divine, whatever it is you believe in, is going to bring it toward you. And but it's not, no, there's the command's not going to be sent out until you take some sort of action. So you need to take some sort of action. You need to stop not believing in yourself. You need to start believing in yourself, and you need to go for it. Send out that message. Go travel to that person. That's in between you. King of Cups. King of Cups, he has a lot of love. He's full of love. You know, he is the very epitome of love. He's loving, he's kind, he's gentle, he's nurturing. He's got to nurture himself first, though. He's got to take care of himself and be kind to himself, talk nice to himself. That inner child inside of him, he's got to be kind to it. That inner child inside of him just wants to know that they're loved and they're nurtured and they're taken care of. You know, the way that maybe they weren't taken care of when they were younger. And it played out and reflected in their relationships. But because of all this knowledge and this wisdom, they've learned how to ground themselves. This king is grounded. There's a storm and choppy waters around him. But he's stable and he's grounded and he's solid. Nothing outside of him is going to rock his emotions. He also could hold his emotions back because he's so grounded. He may not show how much emotion he has inside of him. He may keep it all grounded and blocked. You need to open that up and let it out. Send the message. Tap back into your heart. Tap back into your fire, your passion. Lit your spark. This is someone that you were with before and things have come crumbling down. Tap back into your heart. Tap back into the passion. Tap back into the reason that you were with them to start with. What attracted you to them? Start back over with that. Start giving that love and that nurturing to yourself, and it will automatically be pulled toward you. But stay grounded, but stay open. Because he could be a little shut down, you know, he could be having a lid on his emotions. There's no lid in this cup, but you know, he could have his emotions kind of so grounded that he could be putting out the projection that he doesn't have emotions, that he's cold. And that's not true because he's the King of Cups. Okay, your person's in anxiety. They're overthinking. They're you know, thinking about the past. They're thinking about all the gossip and the craziness that went on. They're full of anxiety. They're repeating patterns. They've been repeating the same patterns. But swords are thoughts, so they're in their head more than they need to be. You know, they need to not worry about what other people think. They need to not worry about taking a next step. They need to not worry about things not working out. They just need to take the step forward. They need to stop worrying about taking this communication and communicate. You know, open themselves up to the communication or communicate themselves. One or the other of you are going to have to communicate if you want this to go anywhere. You're not going to go anywhere by two people being, you know, standing and you're mirroring each other. This one's in anxiety. This one's stuck in stale. One of you are going to have to communicate if you want this to work. Get out of the anxiety. They need to get out of the anxiety. They need to stop overthinking. They need to just take action. You know, they're keeping themselves trapped. because this is all thoughts. They need to change their perception. Instead of thinking of everything so negatively, they need to start thinking of things positive. What if it does work out? What if it can happen? You know, what if we can get past this? Or if this is a person coming out of another relationship or something, you know, they need to get past this anxiety. They are worth it. They are worthy. There is someone out there for them. They need to stop repeating this negative pattern. They need to stop overthinking. They're self-sabotaging. They need to work on their insecurities, because insecurities are shouting really loud in that card. You know, not feeling worthy. What did I do wrong? How am I going to fix this? It's not their place to fix it. It's their place to work on them. Focus in, and you will call back what it is that you want. You will call in what you want. Look at the patterns. Where are they an overgiver? Where have they been constantly overgiving or undergiving? Where have they felt like they're not enough? Because that's not true. They are enough. They've always been enough. Where are they not trusting themselves? And if they're not trusting themselves, then they can't trust another, because they don't trust themselves. You know, yes, trust God, trust divine, trust source, but you also have to trust yourself. And that's what God, divine source, is trying to tell you. Trust yourself. So they need to go in within and trust themselves. They need to understand that what they want, they can have it. They can have it. They got to stop overthinking it. They can have it. They just got to believe they can have it. But they also got to know, you know, that they're deserving of it. The next card is the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is where you get to a point. This is where divine is trying to get them to a point where they know that nothing outside of them completes them. They're whole and complete already. The only thing can happen is something outside of them complementing who they already are, inspiring and raising them up, you know, being their cheerleader, as well as they're the cheerleader for themselves. But they're learning. Not a place, not a thing, not a job, not material. Nothing completes them. They're already complete and whole. They have no lack. There's no such thing as lacking money. There's no such thing of lacking love. You are born with that birthright. When you put the energy out there of lacking, I don't have, I'm alone, I don't have money, you bring that energy right back into yourself. So get back out there and put that energy of, I love myself. Therefore, I know I'm deserving of love. Love will come to me. I have plenty. I'm taken care of. Look, there's food on the table. They're taken care of. They don't go without. They have plenty of drink. They don't go without. They could be overindulging. Be careful of overindulging. And if that is your thing, fine. You know, do it. I'm not saying not to, but be responsible while you do it. But, you know, I mean, they could overeat if they want. They could overindulge. They could overeat. They have so much. They could overeat and indulge. And, you know, their harvest, they're reaping it. You know, they're having a feast. But most of all, they've learned their worth. This is where God, source divine, is trying to get them to learn their worth, to know they're deserving of this King of Cups. They're deserving of this love, mirroring each other, deserving of it. You deserve to have it with each other, but it's going to depend on what you all do. When you're in a relationship, it can't be one doing it and the other not. It has to be an equal give and take. And it can't be one feeling like they're not worthy, because you're going to put out that energy of not being worthy, and this soul is going to feel it. You're going to feel each other. You feel each other. You're part of each other. You know, you're soulmates. So you feel each other. When something's off, the soul feels it. When something's not working out or something's hidden, the soul feels. It doesn't always have to be hiding another relationship or hiding cheating. It can be hiding emotions, hiding feelings, hiding, you know, hurt and pain that they're not talking about. It doesn't always have to be a third party or somebody else coming in. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. But most of it is because they don't know their worth. They don't understand their worth. So God, source divine, is pushing them to a point where they're going to know their worth. No, they're tired. They're tired of watching it. So they're working on both of you all. You both need to work on yourselves, because if you don't, you meet on this vibration. I don't care who did what wrong. It doesn't matter who did what wrong. That's not the point here. The point here is that you come on this vibration. Okay? Say you here did nothing wrong. So you're not working on yourself because you did nothing wrong. No, you still have something in yourself to work on, and you need to work on that. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be harsh. I am trying to give you love. I'm trying to set tools at your feet that you yourself, out of free will, can choose to pick up and use to change your life. You know what I mean? I have the tools that you could use, but you have to decide to pick them up. I'm just setting them down. But you're not going to work on yourself because you didn't do anything wrong. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Okay? This person did it. All right? So say you're not doing anything with yourself. You're not working on yourself because you have something to work on. To the day you die, you will. So will I. So will everybody else. But you're not going to work on yourself. You're being stubborn. You're going to stick here. Well, they do decide to work on themselves. Then you're not a match. You're not a match. It's not going to work. They're going to vibrate higher. You're not going to be on the same page. So you both have got to work on yourselves and grow and evolve together. Is there going to be obstacles? You're damn right. There's going to be obstacles. Life isn't perfect. There's a roller coaster. We have ups and downs. But that don't mean you just throw in the towel or you block yourself off and you don't message when you want to. Message each other. Communicate with each other. Talk to each other. Communication is very important in a relationship. But ultimately, he, whoever your partner is, needs to know that they're already full, they're already whole, they're already complete. They already have wish fulfillment. Once they get here, their 10 of cups comes in automatically. Because once they get here, they don't need it anymore. They're not craving it anymore. They're not fighting for love. They're not chasing love. They're not running from love. They're not trying to make money. They're not out there chasing money. Money will actually chase them if they get in this point where they understand that they have no lack. They need food. They won't go without. God, divine source will make sure that they have food every day. If they stop and think about it, they've been taken care of every day. They may not have had what they wanted, but they've always had what they needed. Okay, Leo, there's your person. Clear old, bring in new. Noshki, welcome in. Clear old, bring in new. What do you want to tell Virgo? What do you want to tell Virgo about this spread? What do you want to tell Virgo? Oh my goodness, it's hot again. I could just find a happy medium. Get back up there. Okay. All right. Virgo. 2 cards for Virgo. 2 cards for the person. And what's in between them on the bottom. Don't come over here. No, 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 no. You're going to knock everything down, baby. I love you. You don't need to be over there. There's nothing over there for you. Yeah. Be a good boy. 2 cards for Virgo. 2 cards for Virgo's person. And what's between them on the bottom? Virgo. Thank you. One more. One more for Virgo. Thank you. 2 cards for Virgo's person. What's between them on the bottom? You have to fill out or flip. Thank you. One more. Thank you. Okay. All right, here we go. What's in between you is the strength. You both need to have the strength to move forward. But divine source, God, is saying that you do. You have the strength within you. Both of you do. You need to tame your inner beast. The negative self-talk, the negative feelings, the negative thoughts. And you have the power to do that because he is sitting beside this lion. And this lion is purring. This lion isn't being fierce. She's not afraid of the lion. So taming your emotions, taming your inner beast, taming yourself. Stop talking negative to yourself. Stop talking negative about the relationship. Stop thinking negative about yourself, your other person, or the relationship. It has the potential to grow. It has the potential to work out. There's some things you need to work through. In all relationships, there's obstacles. So, I mean, it's not unicorns and fairy dust, you know? There's going to be ups and downs. That's part of life. It's how you manage and work on it together. But first, you got to stop talking to yourself like you don't deserve it. You got to stop talking to the inner child inside you, the inner beast inside of you, and telling it it's not worthy. It can't have this. This won't work. That won't. First of all, divine source universe reads energy. You can't lie to it. You know what I mean? If you're talking negative to yourself, you call more negative into yourself. It's a back order. It's a back order, just like your dinner. When you go out and you buy dinner, it's a back order. You got to wait. But it comes back at you. So they're telling you to get more into talking positive to yourself. Talk to that inner lion, that inner beast, that inner child, as if you were talking to a child, an actual child, because that inner child just wants to know that it's loved and it's nourished and it's protected and it can be itself and it can play and it can have fun and it can enjoy things. Yes, it still has rules to go by. It still has to, follow guidelines. It's still got to get up. It's got to take action every day. You got to work. Kids got chores. If they don't, they should. Teach them responsibility before they get out there and think that the world owes them something. But anyway, I digress. So this is taming the inner child, taming all these negative thoughts. It's never going to work out. Okay. Well, if you say never, then God has to give you more never, because that's the energy you're putting out. That's the energy that comes back to you. So you have to tell yourself it's going to work out. The right person is going to be there. It's going to feel like this when I've got it, go within, feel it as if you already have it. It's going to feel like this when it works out. It's going to feel like this when we come back together. If it's a person that you're split apart from, if it's not a person you're split apart from and it's someone you're calling in, put out the right energy that it's going to work out. Stop telling yourself that it's not going to work out, because you're creating more of that not working out. And that's coming from an inner child wound, the inner beast, the inner child. That's coming from a wound that you had growing up, whether that be family, that be friends, that be school, that be whatever. You took on a belief system of somebody else's and it's playing out in your relationships, where you are abandoning yourself. You're not trusting yourself. You're not being the authoritative person in your own life. You're letting other people outside of you and other things outside of you affect you and affect your mindset. Whatever people said about you, that's their projection. That has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. That's not your belief. That's not yours. Don't carry it. It's projected. That's not who you are. That's who everyone else says you are or portrays you to be. But that's not your truth. And even if you have done something in the past, it doesn't matter. That's not who you are. That doesn't define you. Have we all made mistakes? I don't call them mistakes, but people call them mistakes, but I don't call them mistakes. They're stepping stones. Stepping stones for a reason. Most of us, had we known the outcome before it happened, we would have not done it. Therefore, we wouldn't have learned the lesson that God Divine Source was trying to teach us, because He's trying to build us correctly. We've been built wrong. We've been built under a system that is corrupt and wrong. It's lied to us our whole life. It's telling us that we're weak when we cry, when that's not true. It takes strength to cry in front of somebody. It's telling us that we can't tap into our emotions if we're males. We can't be emotional. Oh my God, that's weakness. Bullshit. No, it's not. That's showing that you have the strength and the power to be open and vulnerable with the one that you love. You know what I mean? There is nothing not masculine about that. A strong man, he's going to want his family to know that he loves them. Not just he works hard for them and takes care of them and nourishes them and gives them structure, but he also has emotions and love for them. There's nothing wrong with that. The system is corrupt. It's bullshit. Guys, I'm telling you, it's bullshit. And a woman, oh, well, she cries. Oh, you're too sensitive. You're too soft. You guys ever stop to think that maybe they're sensitive because they have that spiritual about them? They are the spiritual ones. They are tapped into energy. Their energy, they're very sensitive to energy. That doesn't make them weak. That makes them strong. That makes them intuitive. That means they can see something coming before it happens. Open up. Stop calling them crybabies and stop making them feel like they're not worthy of something because that they're sensitive. God gave them that gift of sensitivity. So maybe they could stop your ass from having to go through something that maybe you didn't have to go through. How'd you listen to them? You know, change your mindset, guys. Change your mindset, because we're not going to fix this world. We're not going to change things in our life. We're not going to change things outside of us until we change our own mindsets. Enough of that. Not trying to be hard, just trying to put facts down, common sense. Common sense. Stop living in the box that everybody wants to put you in. Break out and think for yourself. We already got followers. We don't need followers. We need leaders. We need people who are willing to step up. Anyway, I digress. Back to this. You have the strength. God, Divine Source says you have the strength. He's taking everything down because you've been built wrong. You've been taught wrong. This is generation after generation after generation. Forgive them, for they know not what to do. It says it in the Bible. They know not what they do. They really do not know what they do. Our ancestors and our past on loved ones have been repeating the same cycles over and over again. We've been teaching our children the same thing. I did. I taught my children the same thing because I believed in the lies. I believed those things. But as I learned and as I grew, I set that knowledge at my kids' feet before I ever came out here to you guys. Because I want to see them take their power back and turn their lives around. And I want to see you take your power back and turn your lives around. Nobody has the power to control your life but you. Nobody has it unless you give it to them. And if you give it to them, why? Why did you think they were worthy of it? Why did you think that you could give your cup to them and they wouldn't pour it out? But you can't beat people up either, because they are coming from traumas and wounds and things that they've been through. Their anger is a cover up of sadness, pain that they never addressed, pain that they buried, pain that the people around them didn't see and didn't help them nurture through and work through and heal through. And they've carried it so long, it's turned into anger and guardedness and protection. People have a heart. Everybody wants the same thing. We all want love. In one way, shape, or form, we all want it. We say we don't. We want to be single. We want to do it on it. But we don't. Come on, we don't. We do it because we're trying to protect ourselves, because we don't want to get hurt again. You're being taken down so you can be built correctly. So you can come with a different belief system about yourself. This isn't about religion. This isn't about spirituality. This is about you. It always has been. So, what are you working on? The lovers. Learning how to love. Learning how to love you. Because you can't love another until you love you. You can't unconditionally love another, flaws and all, until you love you. Flaws and all. Accept your shadow side as well as your light side. They're bringing in a new contract. They're telling you to get ready and get prepared. You're getting prepared for this new contract. Now, whether this be a contract to go back into a relationship with somebody that you were with and you broke up with, or whether this is a contract to go into a brand new relationship, either way, there's contract coming in. And you're not going to be able to resist it because it's being brought in by the angels. It's being brought in by God himself. So, get right with yourself. Get right with the love in yourself because this contract's coming in and it's going to pull you to it. It's going to be powerful. You're not going to be able to fight it. So tell yourself all day you want to be alone. But see, God's source divine has a sense of humor. Because when you tell them that you want to be alone, that's when they say they're ready. And they bring in that contract that you weren't looking for. So love yourself. Be your own lover. Be your own nurturer. Make the choice to choose you. This is also a choice. Choice in lovers. You can go back to the past. You can go to the future. But ultimately, it's a choice. But make the choice within you. Make the choice within you to choose you, to love you, to pour into you, to date you, to take yourself out. If you're a female, go get flowers. Take yourself out on a date. If you're a man, take yourself out on a date. You ain't got to be a woman to take yourself out on a date. Take yourself out on a date. Go buy you a dinner. You might not be into flowers, but some maybe. But, maybe go buy you some stuff for your lawn care. You want to take care of the lawn. Or go out and spend some money on stuff for snow removal. I mean, here we're going to have snow. So, I mean, whatever it is, whatever that inspires you, whatever that makes you happy. How do you want your partner to treat you? What do you want your partner to do with you? Go do it for yourself. Go do it with yourself. Get into the energy of the lovers because I'm telling you, it's coming in. Your next card, success. You need to know that you are going to have success. It's already yours. You were born with the birthright. It's already yours. Call it in from another dimension. Believe you can be successful. Believe you can win this battle. And know that when you do, you're going to have enemies. You're going to have people that are jealous. You're going to have haters. But when you have haters and you have jealous people, that just means you're on the right path. You know what I mean? You're on the right path. You're out there, you're shining, and they can't see how they can do it themselves. So they're jealous. They're envious. They want what you got. They'll do anything to take it down. But you're going to be victorious over this. You're going to celebrate. This is what divine is telling you. Start telling yourself this. I am successful. I am going to make it. I am going to have the love that I want. I am going to have the higher level of commitment. It's mine by birthright. I'm going to have it. Why am I going to have it? Because I'm going to love myself. I'm going to choose me above anything else. I'm going to love myself. Therefore, I'm going to call in someone that loves their self and will love me too. So, you have victory. You have success. Start telling yourself that. There's growth. A lot of growth. See the growth? There's a lot of growth. It has potential. It's what you do with it. What you both do with it. If you work on your inner wounds, your trust issues, your abandonment issues, your authoritative issues where people have let you down, don't let yourself down. Trust yourself. Guide yourself. Lead yourself. Be your own cheerleader. Because you call in the vibration of someone that will do that too. Your person's battling. They're in conflict. They're fighting with themselves, fighting with others. Maybe there's drama and chaos around them. They're going through something right now. They're going through a battle. But they may be observing it. They may be sitting back because there's a person here sitting back. They may be sitting back and watching all this. They don't want to be a part of it. They want to be away from it. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want that in and out thoughts. They don't want to think about going forward and then pull themselves back. They don't want conflict in their heads. They're going to be working on this. This is what a divine source has them doing. Working on all this conflict, working on all this battling, walking away from the drama and the chaos and the gossip, because that's negative energies. It brings you down. It brings you down spiritually, vibrationally. It brings you down. And when you got lovers coming in, you're going to attract a lover that is down. You're going to have to grow and evolve together because they're at a very low part. But they are mirroring. So this conflict is going to mirror between you both, which is going to make you have to have the strength. But you need to get rid of it. Get rid of the chaos, the gossip. Gossip just, it's a low vibrational energy, guys. You know. Being the Karens out there, it's not helping. It's really not helping. You should be helping your fellow neighbor, not trying to tear them down. If they're not following guidelines, then work with them. Don't be hateful and mean and nasty. You know, have compassion. This world needs more compassion. They need more love. They need more acceptance. You know, we all came from the same creator. So why are we being judged differently? That's not right. But they are working on this. They will be working on this. They will be working on getting away from the gossip and the craziness and the chaos and walking away from things that don't serve them anymore, that puts them in this mindset. They've been stuck and stagnant. They've been standing still. They haven't been making a decision. They think there's nothing else out there. They want to give up. Well, God, divine source, is telling them they have the whole world in their hands. Whole world out there. Get out there and create. Get out there and get back in your fire. Get back in your passions. Walk away from this shit. Get back in your fire and your passions. You know? Who cares what people think? Who cares what people's opinions are, what they do? You know, stand up for your boundaries. Stand up for yourself. You have a wand back here, or they have a wand back here that has growth. It meant something to them in the past. You know, it was very important in building their stability of who they are. But they planted it. They haven't just thrown it down on the ground. They've planted it. They're working on building their stability, the 4 walls of security. It takes 4 corners to build a house. So your foundation. But you've done enough here. You're just looking out over the world. They're looking out over the world like there's nothing else to be seen, nothing else to do, to bring in. You know, but that's not true. They have the whole world. They're co-creating. They need to keep their thoughts positive because they're co-creating with spirit right now. And spirit is telling them to go down this path and go on this new journey. They've maybe been independent and solo. Maybe they're self-made, you know, self-built, self-taught. But they don't need to stay solo anymore. They need to go out there and they need to love themselves, find what they're passionate about again. It has the potential to grow. They find themselves is ringing really loud right now. So, you know, maybe they gave up. But spirit, divine source is telling them to get motivated, take action, get out there, go meet that ship, go on that journey. Whether it's a journey to a new place or it's just a journey forward in their life. They're being told to go on that journey, to stop standing stagnant and standing still. The sky isn't even the limit, guys. It's not even the limit. There is no limit. You limit yourself only by what you believe. Clear old energy, bring in new energy. Okay, what did I do? I had to go back. Nope, not them. Of course not. I gotta check something. Nope. Nope. Stop. What did you connect to? Of what? I don't know which one. That's what I thought. Okay, that's one I need to change. Okay. Hold on a minute, guys. Kamar, hi. Welcome in. Okay.